Okay, the next question. Calculate the price in Indian rupees of machinery which costs 150,000 US dollars when the exchange rate is £1 to 70.66 Indian rupees. Now, you are advised to show your working out, so that's really important. Now, all you simply have to do here is to take the $150,000. Remember, we are trying to work out the price of 150,000 US dollars in Indian rupees, and then you just times it, you multiply it, by the exchange, and the exchange is $1 American dollar equals 70.66 Indian rupees. So you just have to multiply 150,000 US dollars by the exchange, which is 70.66 Indian rupees. Okay, and then you should get an answer. Now, you are allowed to use a calculator in the exam. So the answer would be 10,599,000 Indian rupees. Now, this is really important that you indicate what the currency is. You would lose a mark if you didn't include the currency. So if you just put as an answer 10,599,000, you would only achieve one of the 2 marks available. It is really important to achieve 2 marks that you write down the currency as well. Also, it's good practice to underline the answer twice. If you've got loads of working out within your space, the examiner may fail to see your answer. So if you actually highlight the answer, you're actually telling the examiner exactly where your answer is, and the examiner therefore cannot fail to see your answer and award the marks that you deserve. Okay, just a little bit of revision there on exchange rates. The exchange rates are the value of one currency in terms of another. Okay, next question. We've got a supply and demand diagram here. Okay, so using the diagram below, draw the effects of the exchange rate of the pound of a decrease in UK exports to Eurozone countries. So this means that the UK are exporting less products to Eurozone countries. So you need to label the new curve, the new equilibrium exchange rate, and the new equilibrium quantity. So what's the answer to this one? So the exchange rate of the pound. So draw the effects of the exchange rate of the pound of a decrease in UK exports. Okay, so there has been a decrease in UK exports, which means there will be a decrease for the UK pound. Okay, because European countries are not demanding as many products from the UK, and as a result they're going to demand less pounds in order to buy those products with. Remember, if you're a French car manufacturer and you want to import glass from the United Kingdom, you need to change that. The French car manufacturer will have to exchange their euros to the British pound before buying a product from the UK. Okay, so because demand for UK exports is decreased, the demand for the pound will also decrease. So the first thing we need to do is we need to draw our shift, and we can label this D1, and that would get us 1 mark. Now we have a new exchange rate. Here, exchange rate 2. And here we have a new equilibrium quantity at quantity 2. Okay, and that's how you achieve your 3 marks. Firstly, by indicating the shift, and then secondly by indicating the new exchange rate at equilibrium and the new equilibrium quantity at Q2. Okay, that will get you the 3 marks. Okay, moving on to G. In November 2018, China launched its first ever anti-dumping investigation against Australia over the export of Australian barley. Explain one reason why a country such as Australia might export its products below the cost of production. So let's just remind ourselves what dumping is. Dumping is when a country, and in this case Australia, they actually export a product such as barley to other countries such as China at a cost lower than the production cost. Okay, so we got to think about why they might do this. Okay, so one reason they might do this is because they will then make a lot of profit from China, and Chinese barley farmers would not be able to compete with Australia's low prices, because if Australia sell the product in China below the cost of production, Australia barley farmers are going to make a loss to begin with. However, the Chinese farmers would not be able to compete, and the Chinese farmers would then go out of business, and therefore that would just leave the Australian barley farmers to dominate that market, so they can then increase their prices. Okay, so therefore they can dominate the market. So if we just look at the mark scheme for this question, we could see there, look, if you look at the first one reason, so you've got to state the reason. So one reason is to gain market share. To gain a market share in the case of the context, it means that Australia can gain a share of the Chinese market. Barley producers in China might be forced out of production, and this results, remember our connectives, this results in a higher market share for the Australian barley farmers. Okay, an alternative answer could be that the Australian farmers, they just grow too much barley, and they grow too much barley that they can't sell all the barley within Australia. Therefore, they want to get some money for the barley, because if they don't get any money, then their losses are going to be of a higher amount. So it then makes sense for Australia, if they do produce too much barley, to sell it in another country such as China, because even if they sell it at a price lower than the cost of making barley, they are still going to get some money for it, and some money for the excess surplus barley is better than no money at all. Okay, going back to the question paper. Okay, and I think that is the last question. Yeah, that is the last question for the first video for the Walking Talking mock for the paper to January 2020 R paper. Okay, thank you.